Shelter by Grau Architects in SMOLNÍK, Slovakia. The proposed shelter is located 30 kilometers east of Košice, in the cadastral territory of the village of Vyšný Medzev. It is located on a red tourist path, a short distance before the Jedľovec saddle in the direction of the Kloptaň hill. The altitude of the place is 850 m.a.s.l. and it is surrounded by a young mostly deciduous forest. The proposed shelter should serve as a refuge for tourists who decide to go the SNP route, or just as a meeting place for year-round tourism enthusiasts in this area. Concept. When designing the shelter, we were not looking for a new spatial concept, rather we chose a familiar, simple, and practical model. Functionally, the interior of the cabin is designed as utilitarian as possible, free from unnecessary elements, providing optimal comfort given its purpose. Function and operation. The building is set back from the terrain to protect it from moisture. The pitched roof protrudes above the entrance and, together with the side facades, creates a lee. The pragmatic floor plan is based on the functionality and practicality of the shelter. At the entrance, in its right part, there is sleeping on the crossbars for the entire width of the space in 2 height levels with an additional third, the highest in the gable. On the left side, there is a seat for eating and opposite a small stove. The recognized load-bearing structure in interiors offers us the possibility to insert a shelf anywhere, and thus creates a place for storing food and parts of shelter. Construction. The primary structure of the shelter consists of 6 frames made of double spruce laths 140 by 50 mm. The frames are visible in the interior and the space between them is used for shelves and hangers. The frame structure is hinged and reinforced from the inside with 18 mm thick pine plywood stained black-gray. Subsequently, a horizontal grate made of spruce prisms 100 by 60 mm filled with thermal insulation, 100 mm thick, is placed on it. The entire insulation layer is covered with a vapor-permeable foil, which is covered with a ventilated wooden facade made of a 140 by 20 mm spruce board, on a grate made of a 40 by 40 mm spruce prism. The facade is treated with a dark-colored oil stain. The roof structure is made of a 140 by 50 mm spruce prism with an upper and lower cover of 18 mm thick pine plywood filled with 140 mm thick thermal insulation. An insurance waterproofing film is applied to the roof, followed by a grid for galvanized sheet metal with a corrugated profile. The foundations are realized on road panels 3000 by 1000 by 220 mm, on the leveled place of installation of the shelter, with transverse spreading prisms 140 by 160 mm, anchored through feet 140 by 125 by 120 using an M12 mm rod anchored to the panel with a chemical anchor. Materials. The entire building is wooden, the construction is made of massive sheets and beams, the interior is lined with stained and varnished plywood, and the exteriors are spruce board stained black.